Welcome everyone to the Students Talk podcast.
Today we're going to be talking about the NBA playoffs and the lead up to the finals.
Okay, let's start off with the first game. I believe this came off to a shock to many people, with obviously the Timberwolves upsetting the Los Angeles Lakers. And I think the biggest question that is being imposed right now is, how will the Lakers bounce back?
So I think a big part of that problem is the Lakers' defense right now. Obviously, with Anthony Davis not being there, we lose a lot of our presence close to the rim, and that just allows for the other team like grabbing easy rebounds and just putbacks. So
Yeah.
I think we really need to work on defense, not only when you're matched up with someone, but also in transition.
Yeah, and also I think the Timberwolves are they're really long and they can switch really easily. So that's why we saw Jaden McDaniels and Naz Reid, they were able to really show out in that game that day.
Naz Reid did put up a pretty good performance, dropping 23 with Ant's 22. But I think one thing that also the Lakers kind of suffered was the lack of presence from Rui Hachimura, as he did play a quiet 18 minutes, but then started to warm up after.
Yeah, especially because he's one of their more switchable defenders, and on offense as well. He can really switch onto their best perimeter defense, best perimeter player on defense, and he can also he can play good offensive minutes as well. We saw Jared Vanderbilt also play a good amount of time coming off the bench, so I think their strat was more to play Vando than Rui for sure to guard, especially because Jaden McDaniels was getting so much of the ball, even compared to Ant.
Do you think the Lakers are doing a good job guarding Naz Reid right now?
Wait, no, not at all. We need to lock in on Naz Reid. Naz Reid and Jaden, I think we did a good job holding Ant down.
Yeah.
Especially with all the talk beforehand about how Ant's going to be the deciding factor, especially the great Stephen A. Smith talking about how great Ant's going to be. I think we did a good job holding him down, especially on the perimeter. We have those guys, Gabe Vincent, and obviously in the media the perception has been that we don't have a perimeter defense, but I think we were able to showcase that we do have a little bit. It's just the switchability of Naz Reid, especially since we don't really have the paint presence that we used to have with Anthony Davis.
Also, what do you guys think about Austin Reeves? Was his performance good, or on defense and offense?
I think his talent is more on the offensive side.
Yeah.
For sure. He was pretty solid on defense, I think. He was pretty solid. I don't think I would say he was a negative on that side. Mm-hmm. But offensively, he needs to step up his game, because I think he's kind of the X factor in the series. Him and Naz Reid on the Timberwolves, they both can be the X factors. So we definitely want to see him do better if we want the Lakers to win.
I agree too. I think a lot of these series will be decided by these role players, and
Yeah.
we're kind of seeing this throughout the other matchups as well.
Also LeBron too, LeBron.
Oh, yeah,
he probably will step up, because we know historically playoff LeBron, but yeah, I think playoff LeBron will step it up.
Think so?
Yeah.
Well,
That's the goal, obviously. So.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned role players. Do you really think that Austin Reeves is a role player? Because I think before the playoffs, he was seen as sort of a leading scorer for the Lakers. I think he's a lot more than a role player.
Well, yeah, obviously, he's the best third option in the league, but I don't know if he's in the star category yet.
Yeah. I think he's in the intermediate range, better than Westbrook.
It kind of reminds me of Tyler Hero from a couple
Yeah,
years ago.
yeah.
And how he moved into the number one offensively to now. Wait, talking also about that, the Miami Heat, what's going on with the Miami Heat now?
I don't know. I think Bam he's putting up points. He's doing
Bam
what he's
puts up
supposed
points,
to.
but he's too inconsistent. I don't think you can rely on him.
I think just the lack of presence of Jimmy in general.
Yeah, Jimmy's that glue, which I think
he was able to really pull that roster together.
Yeah.
And we saw that with obviously their finals run a couple years ago.
Yeah, do you think the Heat have any chance against the Cavs, or are the Cavs just really that team right now? Because obviously they were really good in the East, but I don't think they've gotten the coverage that that usual 60-win team would get.
I have a hard time seeing what they could sort of improve though, because when I was looking at the game, I saw them matching up correctly and stuff. But it was just like the Cavs would get like a really tough three, or like it was just a simple pick and roll play that would allow them to score. So I don't really know how you adjust for that. I think it's just team synergy at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think the team synergy is really like
I feel
that good?
Yeah, I feel like it's on point, especially with like Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland as well.
But like, don't you think that like offensively, like their bigs just aren't where they need to be? Like Jared Allen and like Evan Mobley made that jump, but do you think it's big enough to where like even in the paint and in the like on the inside, can they produce on offense?
I think Evan Mobley, they are getting rebounds and stuff, but once you get a rebound, like it's sort of what you do with that.
Right.
It's sort of,
Second chance points.
yeah, do you put it back up? Do you kick it out to a shooter? And honestly, like I think that's just something for them to figure out, which is going back to team synergy.
Yeah. Speaking of team synergy, obviously we saw the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah.
They cooked the Grizzlies.
Well, 51-point blowout, tied for the 5th biggest blowout in NBA history. So does Shea have all that aura?
I think a lot of his aura comes from being hyped up by Jalen.
Yeah, I think I don't know if he's, because the hype around him has been really, really strong in recent days.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much of it is hype versus how much of it is real.
Keep in mind, I'm pretty sure OKC's like bench players played more than Shea, which kind of speaks to how big of like the blowout is. But if you're the Grizzlies, like what change do you plan on making?
But honestly, I don't think they have a chance. I think they should just like pack their bags for King. Like, honestly speaking, they have no chance.
I think they should. Something they could do probably better is with Zach Edey playing. Zach Edey definitely needs to play better as a 7-footer, and he's just not getting where.
Like,
where
what
he
chance
needs to
does he
be.
have against Chet and Isaiah Hartenstein? Because like Hart's still like, he's like a really solid defensive center.
I feel like Chet though, like he's really inconsistent and like
Chet's always. I think he's really switchable on defense.
Yeah.
Offensively, like he's inconsistent, but I think Shea's aura makes up for that.
I mean,
Right?
people talking about Shea like so greatly, it kind of reminds me of like when people would talk about, is Anthony Edwards like Michael Jordan's son? But then I feel like that sort of did die down over time.
Yeah.
As Anthony became a little less promising, but still a star.
Well, I think it's just this season. It's been like a roller coaster season for them, especially like losing Cat and getting Julius Randle in. Because Julius Randle, like, he needs the ball.
Yeah.
He needs the ball a lot more than Cat. Cat, you can just kind of like, you can play him a little more off ball, and he can just be in the corner, take his shot, or he can, you can run pop actions and different things with him. Julius Randle, like, just you need to give him the ball and just hope he makes it in and doesn't like fumble it on the perimeter.
Speaking of Cat, or do you have anything else?
Yeah, I was gonna say like I think that's the problem with having too many like superstars on a team. Like we saw the Phoenix Suns,
Yeah.
like with KD and like those guys. They weren't able to do so well. Like we expected a lot from them, but like having too many superstars, like going back to role players, you need those people.
Yeah.
And speaking of Cat, let's obviously go back to New York. And does it kind of, I feel like obviously New York was able to make that 21-0 run or something like that to overcome. But is it a little bit, or if you're a New York Knicks fan, should you be worried that you were even down at that point?
Well, if I'm a Knicks fan, I'm always worried because like they don't really win. But I think they have a solid chance, like roster construction wise. Like KD came out and said that that text exchange with the fan, he said that the Knicks are his finals, like his bet on the finals. So we'll see, because roster construction wise they're good.
Yeah.
But I think Jalen Brunson will hold up in the crunch time. But does Cat hold out is the question. Like,
Yeah.
because
feel
Cat really like ran their offense.
We did see sort of like a switch though. Like when they were down, they sort of like locked in and just like got a bunch of points. So
they have vets, and they have like they have the hustle players too, Josh Hart and stuff.
Yeah.
They have those guys. Mikal Bridges, like I think his impact's really like underrated in a way, because you can't see that on the stat sheet.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Do you think the Pistons still have a chance though?
Yeah, I think they do. Cade Cunningham,
Yeah.
I think he's not afraid of the of the spotlight. I think he'll.
Yeah, I think throughout the game we saw him like kind of grow into that, and it was just that.
Yeah, and it's his first playoff series. Like, isn't it his first?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't think they've made the playoffs in a while.
Yeah. I mean, Cade was on my fantasy team. Guys. Like, he was dropping like 60-something fantasy points. Even Aiden wanted to trade for him. But I don't see, like, how does he work with other people? Like, does he?
I think he's because he's averaging like 9 assists.
Yeah.
He's really that guy. I think we'll see him like grow. I don't think they'll make it deep right now because they're too young.
Yeah.
But I think they're kind of a dark horse in the East because they can really. I think they can give the Knicks a run for their money because they were up on them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like for until like what 6 minutes or not 6, like early into the fourth quarter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of dark horses, let's go to the Nuggets and Clippers now. So, I think a lot of people. I wouldn't say I wasn't surprised with this, but in my opinion, I had the Clippers as a dark horse for.
Well, as a certified Clippers hater, I don't think they'll really like make it that far, because your best players, Kawhi Leonard.
He's really inconsistent.
Yeah, and he has glass knees. Well, glass joints as a whole.
Can't that be the same thing said for AD?
Well, I mean,
But he's retarded.
Well, he's
not
out.
even in
He's
the
out.
playoffs, so
Yeah.
we'll see. Like, obviously, that's how it's gone for them. Kawhi's been really good. James Harden's their best offensive player.
Yeah, but that was like
and historically, we've seen how that's turned out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was literally just a once in a blue moon.
Watching the game on Saturday, there was a lot. They made a lot of mistakes and a lot of turnovers, as well as they had one last chance, but James Harden accidentally hit the ball out. They had and then they also need to run the Zubac and Harden pick and roll more, because switching on the Jokic for Zubac is maybe a better matchup for him.
Yeah.
I think Zubac, isn't he one of the best defenders on Jokic?
Honestly,
I think
I don't know who else you would put against him. I really can't think of anyone
On Jokic?
Yeah,
I don't know who's been good.
But yeah, Jokic almost dropped a triple-double on them.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
But
That's true.
what do you really do against Jokic?
You can't really hold him out. I think his surroundings just aren't that good right now.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what I think should put Jokic over Shea, in my opinion, for the MVP.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait,
I feel like the definition of MVP should be is
most valuable player?
yeah, or if you took that player out of the team, I feel like the OKC could still not function obviously as well, but I feel like they could still function in a way without Shea. But I feel like if you just took Jokic out of Denver, it's
Well,
just
also, but if you look at the game,
It's also effort that goes into it, right?
yeah.
Jokic is not even running some of the times. He's just drilling behind the rest of the
But also,
team.
that's kind of the magic of Jokic,
Yeah.
that he just doesn't need to try. Kind of me in
don't you think
school.
he might average less points if he cherry picked less?
Yeah.
It's not really.
Well, also Shea's kind of, he also makes sure he gets 30 points before he leaves the game
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
So
D1
there's
foul
that.
baiter.
Yeah. Also,
see him
the
at the free
fouls,
throw.
but also historically speaking, in Giannis's MVP season, I think he had 11 free throws a game. Even MJ historically, MJ's had seasons where he's done 12 free throws a game, 13 free throws a game. So historically, I don't think that's been an issue for MVP. It's just we love to hate on unethical basketball and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
And also, if you look at the game, OKC's whole strategy is give Shea the ball, let him drive halfway to the free throw line, and just whatever Shea wants to do, he can do. Either throw it out, give it to J-Dub, or throw it in for Chet. What do you think's going game 2 for that series? What do you think's gonna happen? Game 2, Thunder Grizzlies.
I think it's gonna be another blowout. Honestly.
Really?
I think so. I don't feel like. I don't feel like the Grizzlies really have a chance at all.
Adjustments wise, especially with Taylor Jenkins getting fired. I don't know.
I really don't think. I don't know what they can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Warriors, Rockets? How's game 2 gonna play out for them?
I feel like the Warriors. I think we saw a good presence with Curry, just being Curry as well, knocking down threes.
Well, what if he drops 3 points again?
I think that only happened like once, no? Like
I think regardless, I still see like, okay, being a Warriors fan, I'm a little biased, but I still see the Warriors advancing.
yeah.
Like, yeah,
Hey, Kendrick dropped too, so like, this season, so like,
Yeah.
it's destined. It's destined.
I don't know about that. Well, also the Rockets, like, I'm not gonna lie, they look kind of like a fraud.
Yeah.
Game
Yeah, I
one.
feel like they don't have as much experience as well.
And like Jalen Green, man, like, dude, that guy's like PMO. Like, how do you drop 7 points? Like when you're the Şengün looked really good.
Yeah, Sengun did
Şengün
really.
looked really like calculated, and he looked good.
And then we also see playoff Jimmy.
Oh yeah.
Jimmy.
He's integrated really well in the Warriors. I'm actually
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I think he's
surprised.
really like a plug and play dude. He can play on a lot of rosters.
Yeah. But I think one issue might be obviously it was kind of mentioned at the end of the game was obviously their age. With I feel like they're getting
Yeah.
older as well. And
Especially, I think if the Rockets can drag it out, like
yeah,
if they can
it's
win
like a
their games,
7-game series. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'll start to see that fatigue like
Yeah.
start to really play in.
They also have young guys though, like Pods. Like
Yeah.
Pods, I think he needs to step it up a little bit, especially in the non-Steph minutes.
Yeah, that's true.
But what do we think about like the Warriors bench? Like, do you think they're like strong?
I don't.
I don't know. It's
Yeah, like,
questionable. I think.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen like too much from the bench.
Yeah.
It's really just been. Yeah, go ahead.
Another thing is like definitely the size.
That's true.
The-
That's true.
Yeah.
Quinton Post is like, and Draymond Green as like their bigs are not enough for the Rockets. And the Rockets, I think I saw a stat line there getting way more second chance points than the Warriors. And the rebounds were also much more for the Rockets.
Yeah, that's true. But like on the perimeter, I think they need to step it up. Jalen Green, Amen Thompson, I think he's gonna do a better job guarding
Yeah.
Steph too in the next game. So like next game, I think it's gonna be really interesting, because Amen, like, I think during the regular season he really gave Steph problems.
Yeah.
But the way he's guarding him, he's like literally holding on to him,
But like,
not letting him move.
but I love Amen though. He was on my fantasy. Like late season, I picked him up off the.
I regret dropping him.
Yeah, you dropped him. Now I picked him up. I think that was like that made
That
me
was a good
GM of
move.
the year for sure.
Also, Buddy Hield. You know, I was following the Warriors like even like on the way to the playoffs. Like, I don't think Buddy Hield really delivered.
Yeah.
Buddy Hield is ice like cold. Like, like another thing is like if he dribbles right,
That he can't buy a bucket.
his catch and shoot is like 80% make, and then if he dribbles at all, it goes down.
Wait, didn't
drastically.
Jimmy say like Buddy stopped dribbling the ball
Yeah.
like in a?
Oh, I thought it was
press
Steph. I thought it was Steph. No.
Wait, no, Jimmy he was like, Buddy, if I see you dribble again, something something crazy. But
I mean, wasn't that supposed to be the Jordan Poole replacement?
Okay, so obviously he's going back to the one game we haven't covered yet, which was the Bucks and Pacers game.
yeah,
So obviously the Bucks without Dame, Giannis did put up a pretty good performance, dropping 36, but obviously it wasn't enough.
yeah.
So what do you do if you're the Bucks? Because obviously you're without Dame, but I think he's coming back either game 2 or game 3. But yeah,
I mean, Dame and Giannis had like a really good synergy together.
Yeah.
I think not just pick and roll, but like they both have like good shooting ability. Like
Yeah.
Dame, obviously like deep threes, Dame time.
Yeah.
Also, like Giannis, like he's gonna go crazy this series. Like Miles Turner has nothing on Giannis until.
yeah, I feel we saw that in game 1 too. Like Giannis was tearing him to shreds.
Yeah, like I love Miles Turner, but he can't do anything against Giannis. Giannis.
What do
is
we
just
think
too
about the other players though on the Bucks? Because
This
you
is-
know, as Dame was out, like what if something happens to Giannis, or like Giannis just gets double teamed? Who
It's
does the ball
honestly,
go
like-
to then?
Yeah, like we saw. I kind of think we kind of saw what that's gonna be like, because with in the game 1, obviously,
Yeah.
with really Giannis being their only option and
Yeah.
primary scorer.
Yeah, I think like Brook Lopez is getting a little old.
Yeah,
Not the same that we saw in like 2021
yeah.
when they won then. Kyle Kuzma, I don't know what he's doing though. I don't like genuinely like is he even gonna get played game 2?
I don't think so. Like I think he put up a pretty bad performance as well in game 1.
I think just because he's more experienced than some of the other guys, like he knows how to move the ball and just
But
like
the
get
young
things
guys
going.
on the Bucks have been pretty like solid, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not like the best, but they can do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So then let's go to the other one as well with the Celtics and
Celtics Magic.
yeah.
Wait,
Paulo
I had
did.
respect for Paulo though.
Yeah, matters. Like Paulo he kind of is like Cade in a way.
Yeah.
As well. Like
Yeah.
kind of soloed his way through. Obviously, Franz did help out
Franz
a lot.
Wagner, yeah.
Yeah. I think Franz dropped 23, Paulo dropped like
Yeah.
30 plus or something.
At the start of the season, weren't they like the second, like 2 seed, 3 seed? Like
Yeah, something like
at the
that.
start of the season, they were really good, and then Paulo went out. Wait, Paulo's on like whose fantasy team? Isn't
He
he?
was on my fantasy team.
Yeah.
He was out for like solid most of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people have the Celtics for
Yeah,
going for a repeat.
Yeah.
So do you think that's gonna happen?
Wait, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum didn't look that good to be.
Yeah, like I feel like they're still a little rusty. Like I don't feel that same vibe as I felt
Yeah.
last year.
It's too like. Well, I don't know, like if that's
Like,
the
I
right
felt-
word,
I
they're,
felt-
like way too nonchalant.
Yeah, they're way too nonchalant. Like they're like I didn't feel like that
Yeah.
same intensity like when they were playing.
Yeah, and also like I don't know how Mazzola. Like Mazzola,
Yeah,
like I respect Mazzola, but
I think they need to start.
we'll see how their mentality changes.
Yeah, like I think they're more like just out of shape and just.
Derek White's like the ball guard.
Oh yeah, and then Derek White dropped like 30 or something.
Yeah,
And his
a new-
defense is really good too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like one of the more underrated role players in my opinion as well.
But I can't believe like even after like all the glaze he gets, he's still underrated.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
That's actually crazy to me. Like he could be glazed a lot more in my opinion.
So, do you think the Magic still have a chance in this series, or do you think it's like because obviously like the Celtics are still kind of playing lazy?
I think they can like turn up the gear, because I think they were playing like they really weren't.
Is that what went wrong? Because like I feel like is that the only thing that went wrong? Because like I feel like a lot of things is just like them falling apart on defense, sort of.
The Celtics
Magic.
or the Magic. I think they were trying their best, and the Celtics they really weren't.
Yeah, I feel like they could.
And if the Celtics try, I think they could really exploit Orlando's defense.
yeah, like they probably could have pulled off an OKC Grizzlies type performance.
Yeah, I think Mazzola's a little too respectful for that.
Yeah. So with that being said, well, obviously I talked about the MVP a little bit. So I've emphasized that I think Jokic deserves it. What about you guys?
And that's actually like I'm at the start of the season, I was the biggest Shea Glazer. To be honest, like I used to call him Shea Gorgeous Alexander, but I low-key realized that's not that's not it. Like I think Jokic is having a historic season too. You can't discount that.
So you think the Nuggets will make it to the finals? Do you think they're gonna make it far?
No, I don't
No.
think so. Just like they fired Michael Malone, or ownership doesn't.
Yeah, I think
Sorry.
firing Michael Malone.
That really showed.
Yeah, that like kind of I think that's gonna mess up their locker room environment a lot.
Yeah.
I think you kind of saw that a little bit on Game 1, obviously.
Yeah. And also, they don't have that much chemistry, in my opinion.
Really?
Like when they won 2 years ago, I didn't really like love their chemistry either, but it was just a really well constructed roster with probably like the best player in the league.
Gosh.
So I think they were able to get it done, but I really think that their chemistry is like we can definitely ask more from them.
I mean, they almost have like a similar, like basically the same lineup from 2 years ago, just with Westbrook and without.
Yeah, Westbrook.
Wait, Westbrook. I think the role of Westbrook, like I think Westbrook as a player has grown coming onto the Nuggets a lot. Like I think like he feels more free when he's on the Nuggets. Well, in comparison to like when he was on the Lakers.
I feel like that growth only came from like him just being really bad on the Lakers.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like 2016, like Westbrook, like
Also, like, he's getting older, so obviously he's not gonna be as
But he seems like
much of a
obviously he made the play against Harden as well at the end of the game, and I think he wouldn't or like Lakers Russ. I feel like wouldn't make that play. Like, I feel like I think his just basketball IQ has just grown, and I think that's something that's just associated a lot with Westbrook is his IQ, too. And I just feel like as a player he's grown a lot on the Nuggets.
He's grown. When you're saying he's grown from when he was double MVP. You're saying he's
Wait,
Well, no,
yeah,
like, that's
like what do you mean?
he's
that
what, like
grown?
30?
well, like in comparison to like when he was on the Lakers.
Well, he was on.
rebounded from.
Well, yeah,
what
he's
he was on
rebounded.
the
I
Lakers.
genuinely, I don't think he's grown. Like, I think that's the wrong way to put it. I think it's more like
Do you think the Lakers
it's just a
misuse
play
him?
style change. Yeah, and
Yeah,
like
the-
Lakers, like, obviously, if I'm any coach in the league, I'm giving the ball to the greatest player of all time. And also, like, Anthony Davis, I'm not giving to Russell Westbrook. So obviously, like, he was a little more restricted.
No, but I feel like Anthony Davis and like LeBron, they had those moments where they didn't necessarily like deliver. Like that happens. That's part of a team. But they still seemed like very friendly. Like they kept giving each other chances and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like Westbrook, like as a point guard, he would just have to bring up the ball like himself. Like he was playing mostly like a point guard role. He was bringing up the ball.
Well, it's
by
hard because
himself.
like his whole game like relies on like getting to the rim more
Yeah.
and like being an attacking kind of player. And when you have LeBron James on your team, like that's kind of hard to do.
Yeah.
Which is why like I think like Luka and LeBron working together has kind of surprised me.
Because they're both like very ball dominant.
Yeah, very ball dominant. And I think growth is a good word for LeBron.
Yeah.
But not even growth, like adaptation. Like, he just like adapts. He's not even like, I think he's chill dropping like 18 points. He does.
We've also seen like Luka moving out to the perimeter, shooting threes too.
Well, I mean, that is
like-
Luka Doncic.
Yeah,
I think his defense also got a little bit better as well.
Yeah. I think he probably like lost 20 pounds.
I think it was like in an interview, right, where like he was describing like how he was like extremely like pissed about like getting traded, and I think that kind of like put a spark in him a little bit.
Yeah. What do you think about like game 2, like what's going to happen? Because obviously like.
I think the Lakers will bounce back. I think.
So you have Lakers winning
Yeah.
game 2?
Yeah, I think they'll start to change. I think we'll see a more, I guess, like, I think Rui Hachimura and like the role players on the Lakers will start to step up.
I think not even Rui. I think like Austin Reeves and LeBron James.
You think LeBron's gonna drop a 50 bomb?
But not a 50 bomb, but I think defensively he'll step it up, guarding Jaden McDaniels and stuff. And also he'll try to like put pressure on Rudy Gobert as well.
Do you think the Warriors are gonna make a deep run? Like I
mean, let's just look at the bracket.
Like look at the bracket, yeah. Like, do we really have them over
either Lakers or Timberwolves? I mean, Lakers. I feel like against
ahead.
the Lakers, it's possible with how many
I
holes
don't-
they have in their.
No, I don't think it's possible
No,
against
like,
the Lakers.
who's guarding Luka?
Exactly.
Well, they played fine against them during the regular season, didn't they?
Well, I mean, regular season very different from postseason.
Yeah.
So
There's a reason why there's playoff Jimmy and then there's just regular season.
That's also true, right? Like,
Well, yeah, but like.
if playoff Jimmy can hold out Luka, then I think it might be.
No, I just think Jimmy's too old. I think like.
Are you sure? He's put up like good numbers.
Outing Jimmy is a pretty dangerous thing to do.
Yeah,
that is true.
Especially in the playoffs.
That is true. But yeah, I don't know. Like I don't see him getting past.
As a Laker fan, I'd be concerned with the Warriors going like against the Lakers. Like realistically, that might be a scenario, and I'd probably be worried about that, especially with like playoff Jimmy. But I mean, we've beat him before, 2020, so we got this.
Obviously.
Well, let's say that the Warriors do make it past either the Lakers or the Timberwolves. Do they stand a chance against?
OKC?
Yeah.
Yeah, or
It's obviously coming out of like the top left of the
OKC
bracket.
or Nuggets.
It's
Yeah.
OKC. Dude, the Nuggets have nothing on OKC. Like, maybe instead of a 51-point blowout, we might see like a 21-point blowout, but still. I
So
think
then, who would your conference final be? Conference
if
final.
not, I think probably OKC. If it's OKC Warriors, I'm going OKC for sure.
Lakers
don't-
in 5.
Yeah, they just have too many options. Like, even off the bench, like, Isaiah Joe can, like, he can shoot just as good as Steph on a given night.
Let's go to the East. I think honestly the Knicks are gonna come out on top, and obviously the Celtics are probably gonna come out on top as well. Do you have the Celtics over the Knicks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Celtics over Knicks for sure.
What about the top? I think honestly, like I still don't know what's gonna happen with the Bucks and Pacers, but I think the Pacers will.
I think that's an interesting match.
Yeah, Pacers and Cavs, I think would be an interesting.
I think Pacers. I definitely did not expect them to do as well as they did.
They were really
But-
calculated, and like
Yeah.
you have Rick Carlisle, which is like
Yeah.
one of the
How
most
does
experienced.
Dame being there like affect their strategy? Because Dame is obviously just like someone you really gotta guard him. You have to get close and stuff.
Yeah.
Even then, I think it comes down to like if Dame's having a good night or not. Like
Yeah.
if he's having a good night, he could shoot a 100-foot basket and make it in.
Yeah.
And then I think Cavs and Heat. That's like it's still pretty close. Like between
I
them.
don't think so.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't think so at all. Because Bam's too inconsistent.
Yeah.
Like I don't think he's enough of an offensive force to where that's difficult. And like, wait, one thing that would be really interesting is Cavs Bucks. I want to see how Giannis goes up against Evan Mobley and Jared Allen.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a really interesting series if we get that.
Okay, so then let's just say, I don't know, like, I still don't know who I'd pick if I did Pacers Cavs. Like, I really don't.
Depends. Wait, that's a really hard.
Yeah, I feel like it can go either way. Like, I think that would be a good 7-game series.
Yeah, I think Hallie could be like.
Yeah, like, I think Hallie's, like, kind of stepped up as well. He stepped up in game 1.
Yeah.
I think he dropped, like, 26 or, like, 30 or something like that.
Yeah.
So let's just say, but obviously you mentioned with Pacers, like, their strategy's more, I feel like the Cavs are still a relatively young team in a way. Like, I feel like they still do.
Oh, they have Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, but I think that's the only. Yeah, that's true.
I think he's like the leader there. He can do it.
Wait, let's just say, like, when we're making these predictions, like, both teams play their best. Like, they fix all their gaps.
Like, what do you mean by that, though?
Like, what were we talking about? Pacers and
Cavs.
Like, Cavs, I don't see much room for growth.
No, I think on the big side, like offensively, if Jared Allen and Evan Mobley can offensively like show out, then they're like a title contender. But I just don't see that happening to the way they need to be. Cause, yeah.
How do you think, like, okay, so let's just say either the Cavs or we can play it both ways, but obviously I think we both can agree that Celtics are going to come out on the bottom side of the bracket against the Knicks. How do you think the Cavs or Pacers would match up against the Celtics?
I think the Celtics, like,
Are we just going to have a repeat?
like what do they not have?
Yeah.
The Celtics are probably like the best constructed roster.
Like,
Yeah.
The Celtics, like, fully healthy starting lineup probably beats
It just
any
depends
team.
on mentality for the Celtics.
Yeah.
If they really lock in,
especially like their 1, 2, and 3 positions, like, I feel like they have those, like, solid.
like you have Derek White, you have Drew Holiday, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. If those two really like make a push for it, because you can tell like they
I
did
think
not
we're
put it
kind of
on
seeing the same mentality we saw with the Nuggets last year. Like, obviously, when they played against the Wolves, we kind of saw a little bit of like that relaxed, nonchalant, I guess like intensity.
Yeah.
And we obviously saw how that ended up with the.
I mean,
That's a
look
good
at who
point.
they're going against. Like, do they really need to like give
Yeah.
them 100%?
Maybe against the Knicks if they have to, but like the Timberwolves were really a solid team throughout the regular season, and Edwards and you have Cat and you have those guys, like they were definitely like a dangerous team already. So the Nuggets, they didn't prepare enough for that. But how does that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to talk? Anything that stands out?
Said MVP, we said finals.
I guess
What about,
we can
like-
talk about Dark Horse as well. I feel like I've already mentioned that I like the Clippers.
What about the other awards predictions? Like,
Well, I want Defensive Player of the Year. I want Draymond. I want
whoa,
Draymond Green?
or Dyson
there.
Daniels. Or Dyson Daniels.
Dyson Daniels is a good one.
That's my guy.
I mean, they didn't make the playoffs, so I could see a point where he doesn't get it.
You really think Draymond?
I mean, we've seen Draymond literally like get
Wait,
into
you
fist
can't-
fights with people.
Yeah, but like you can't like until what like January, February, from October to January, that dude was nowhere near.
That's because no one was
before.
thinking about it since Wemby was still number
Wait,
one
but
for
still,
sure.
like he wasn't even like top 5, was he?
No, but like, I don't know.
I genuinely don't think like that would be such a disgrace. Like,
I mean, why wouldn't it go to like Derek White,
huh?
defensive
Why?
player?
Because like Derek White doesn't have that like as much of an impact.
Oh,
that
we
Dyson
should also
Daniels-
talk about like
Dyson Daniels can lock down on perimeter. Like he's such a problem on perimeter.
yeah.
Aiden, you were saying something?
most improved player. I wouldn't go Cade because he was the number 1 pick.
Yeah, he was.
I would Dyson Daniels and Zubac. I would probably go with Zubac.
Zubac?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's been really
Yeah, I
good.
think we-
Defensively too,
yeah.
he's been pretty good. What else? What do we have? What are your All NBA teams looking like? First team.
First team.
I think I have LeBron James making my first team.
Nah.
Oh, Olympic.
Oh. Oh yeah, that's
He's gonna
coming
be on
up
Team
soon.
USA.
Yeah, that's coming up next year too. Do you
Because,
think
like,
do you think the big three are gonna be there? LeBron,
Nah.
KD,
No,
Steph.
they're
No.
too old.
Yeah.
I think Braun could do it, but
I think Bronny could make it. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Alright, bro.
Just kidding.
Yeah. One cut.
Yeah, I think, yeah, that's pretty.
All right, thank you guys for tuning in to our first episode.
I'm Aadi.
I'm Aiden.
I'm Avijeet.
I'm Kausthubh, and thank you to Mr. Knowles and Omnia and Bohan and Drew for helping us with the production of this episode. We hope you guys come back, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I was supposed to leave like 5 minutes ago.